I don't know how many hits are in that SP2, but it is a lot. Welcome back to the channel. All right, we are going to show War 4. That's what I showed on the thumbnail. It's a lot of Miguel doing some really cool stuff. Haven't gotten to use him in a little bit, but I want to show you one fight from War 3. It is the fight in which I died because I do think there's something to learn from. The other 3 fights, they just weren't remarkable or I think worth making a video just for that, but I did want to show the death because it is an interaction. You're going to see, I just completely misplayed this. You see the note, I think this is lane 4 in section 2. Now, you're seeing I'm going to heal up here. I'm using this Venompool. I had used him for a fight earlier against Miles Morales. It was a cool fight. It was interesting, but again, nothing I think just making a video over anyways. So you can see I'm checking the signature ability of the defender here of Bishop. It's only sig 20, so I'm not too worried about him getting too much prowess going unblockable. Now, there's the steady build-up unblockable, and this is really important. I want to explain this. So it says the defender has increased defensive ability accuracy. When the defender has 3 or more debuffs, the defender becomes unblockable until they have attacker has 0. Now, on top of that, there's a special burst lockdown, meaning anytime he throws a special, I'm going to get these 2 debuffs. I completely misunderstood this node. I thought the debuffs could stack. I've never seen a stacking heal block before. So it really doesn't make a ton of sense that I thought this, but even after I showed it, some of my alliance roommate like, yeah, I see why you thought that. I went over this with my alliance leader. The whole idea on this was, and I had reason we brought in Venompool and Human Torch, was Venompool is immune to incinerates. So I wanted to try to make Bishop throw as many special ones as possible, activating that special release. The problem in my mind, or as I understood it, was that the debuffs from that node will last for 15 seconds. That's a really long time, as you're going to see. And a couple times, I'm going to play very, very passively, trying to get him to not let Bishop get to a single bar of power. And that's going to cause me to be backed up. I'm going to push him to his SP2 intentionally. Don't do these things. Don't do that. That's why I'm showing you this. If you're not interested in seeing this, there's timestamps. You can get to the really cool fights there with Miguel. I'm pumped up to show them. So here you go. And you can see this is working well. This is working really well. He's even holding block a little bit for me, so he's losing some of his prowess. Now, here, right here, this is a great example of what I'm talking about. These debuffs, and I'm watching them like, man, this is lasting a long time. I'm losing a lot of map. I do need to get the fight done. I can't throw a special because if I throw a special, I'm gonna land a bleed. So I can't do that. And right now I'm like, okay, I can push him over 1 bar power. Not too bad, right? I'm winning the health battle. That's all I care about in pretty much any war fight, but particularly in this one, because I don't even need to take another fight with Venompool. I don't care. I'm just trying to get Bishop's health pool down below mine. And then that happens. And I was like, okay, I don't recall exactly how much life I had, but I think that just took off about 30% of my health. That's not good. I'm really not sure what to do. I'm trying to let my debuffs fall off here. I was actually tempted to throw my special 3 a little bit even later in the fight, as you see. And right now, I'm really terrified. I'm like, there's something I'm not understanding, because to me, the whole reason this node was super difficult was because I thought the debuffs would stack. Not that this isn't hard without it. It is tough, but usually you send someone who can shrug or maybe who's immune to armor break. And I guess I have to push him to a special 2 again. He took off about 30% of my health, so I should survive another SP2. I don't want to, I know you can block the first 2 hits and dex out. Sometimes I even perfectly dex the whole SP2, but it's dangerous against a Bishop. So I was like, I'll probably end up with about 10% health, you know, because I had about 46 there, minus 30. I thought I'd end up around 10%. No. And just seeing that, it felt horrible. We end up, I think we tied this war or lost by 1. That really just was about as bad as it feels. Fortunately, my alliance was very, very positive, supportive. We're like, you know what, man, it is what it is. You know, pick yourself up, dust yourself off, get on with it. So, all right, now we're on to our war against Noxious Smoke, an amazing alliance with my buddy. Iron Patriot is there. He's a planner, an amazing, amazing player, part of the rankings team. So you know he's a good player. So now, I mean, he's mythic level. That's how you know he's a good player. Now, all right, this is our first fight. It's finally getting to use Miguel again. It feels right. It feels right. So we're going up against this Ebony Maw with the Ebb and Flow Knockdown. I had talked to Clown, my planner, about it, and he's like, look, dude, you're going to be hitting so hard once you knock him down with that Fury. Don't even worry about it. You know, this is a very atypical fight for Miguel. Usually with Miguel, you know, we want to get the withers up, get a lot of ruptures, head into the block, this sort of thing. He's like, no. And then Ebony Maw's SP1, right here, you can see it. You can punish it with that heavy. You saw me do that in a boss fight, I think 2 seasons ago with a Overseer, just absolutely destroy him. It's just a real nice, with these champions who have a nice heavy reach, and Miguel is definitely one of them. Look, you can just back up one time. You maybe practice it in a duel a few times to make sure you get that spacing right, but it's very doable. And you can see here how hard we are hitting, as Clown talked about. Just gonna be baiting these specials over and over. And the really additionally nice part is, because we're knocking him down, we're blocking up his focus, or whatever it's called. Right there, we did get the falter, so just let that go. That's fine. That's fine. We're all good. And because Miguel is debuff or buff immune, we don't have to worry about that. No Mystic Dispersion to worry about. It's really a beautiful, beautiful thing, right? I'm really enjoying this fight. And you can tell, I'm just very comfortable with Spider-Man 99, and I'm very comfortable fighting Ebony Maw with him or with champions like that. And those are the results you get. So that was really cool. That was really, really fun. I'm excited to show you some more Spider-Man 99 action. All right, so you see that. We're going to move on to fight 2 now. If you recall my fights or my videos from early in last season, this is a fight I had a couple deaths to, and then I got it down, and then I just had like a bad death at the end. This Sasquatch on this node is really tricky. You can see he's getting the global there with the unstoppable armor, so you got to keep an eye on that. Window of opportunity stun, blood in the water. You don't want him hitting your block. You're going to get that really, really nasty block penetration, plus your ability accuracy is going to be diminished. If you've seen my video before, though, you know that here's the plan. We're going to back off if we can right away, because we don't want to take any of those block hits, plus the stun timer. We're going to wait for that to go down. And that goes down. It's really clear. It's really clear. You can then stun Sassy, land your heavy to get the exhaustion up, so you'll turn off the Wrath of Tanarak countdown timer or whatever it's called. Hit into his block as much as you can. It's weird, right? Because Sasquatch is a pretty big, beefy boy here, but you actually kind of want to take the fight to him. Play very, very aggressively. Right about here, I'm going to remember, okay, I need to get in that wither. There we go, boom. So we've got the wither up. We don't need to worry about the Wrath of Tanarak countdown, as long as we've got that, I can't think what it's called, exhaustion. Sorry, the exhaustion. And then we want to obviously get our decks on, so we can time or pause our debuffs. You can see that in the upper left-hand corner there, the little spider icon. So you can see me constantly doing that. And then I'm just going to continue to hit into his block. I made a little mistake there. I guess I punished that late. It is what it is. No reason to freak out. Going to continue just pausing my debuffs. As long as I pause my debuffs and I keep an eye on the unstoppable armor timer, I'm fine. I'm fine. He's gonna hit me a few times, no big deal. Miguel will get his resistances up, we'll be fine. And then we just keep hitting the block, stacking up those ruptures, keeping the exhaustion up. You see the Wrath of Tanarak counter has been stuck at 5 since we landed that. And these ruptures are just gonna do a lot of damage on their own. Here we go. I think they're gonna burst here, and we're gonna get him down. We didn't even combo him there, that whole last bit. Just a really nice fight. It feels weird. Once you understand the fight, once you understand the dynamics of it all, you just take the fight to Sasquatch, you hit into his block, you take him down. Now, I saw this assignment and I was like, are you guys sure about this? My boy B Manny, amazing, amazing player. He was actually the alliance leader and battle group leader when I first joined For Loki like over a year ago. Awesome dude, really supportive. He placed the white Magneto pre-fight for me on this, which is going to simplify this, what should in theory, but you're going to see how this works out. Rise to power, she's going to get more power, I think, when she hits me after I've knocked her down. So I really want to keep up my wither. That's really important. We talked about the way you pause that is by dexing, right? Well, watch what happens. Watch what happens. Domino is up to her trick. She's up to no good. We're going to put on the indestructible boost. Oh, the loyalty costs. We will look at loyalty costs and the season recap at the end of this video. Oh my goodness, this war. My goodness gracious. All right, so watch this, okay? So that's not that unusual. We still want to hit her. We're going to keep an eye out for her going lucky, us going unlucky. Now watch, I'm going to want to, right there, she crit fails the pause of my debuffs. That just was like the worst possible thing that could happen, because it's so important that we keep up our wither. I'm not getting an opportunity to dex there. I'm trying to dex out there. We finally got it paused. We finally got it paused, but it's so low. It is absolutely so low. So I'm like, okay, I just gotta, that's fine. I know how to fight Domino. I've fought Domino before. Just be really careful, make sure the parries land, that sort of thing. I want to go in and I want to hit my SP2. I was a little concerned though about pushing her red. So let her throw her special there. And then now I just want to throw my SB2, but I also didn't want her to go lucky, right? The more she crosses bars of power, she's has a higher chance to go lucky. So I just did a real quick combo there into my SB2, and I've got the Wither up. So I'm feeling good. I'm actually really happy. I know it seems a little scary at this point, but I'm actually quite happy here. Another crit failure, fine, that's going to happen. I have enough life, not a big deal. She goes lucky, so I pull back. You saw I recognized it, so I pulled back. And you don't want to force a fight with Domino. It's so tempting to try to end it quickly, but that's where she can really, really mess you up with those crit failures or just making a mistake, right? So went in there, landed my parry, and then I think there we go. We got it done. I was unlucky earlier. I didn't even try to evade that special, even though the unlucky timer had ended. That's just my advice against her. It all feels so fast. Even just like talking about that fight felt very fast. But if you get to know her, you get to know the lucky versus unlucky, you know, it'll be okay. You're not going to come out with 100% health necessarily, but we'll be okay. So now moving into this fight against Dr. Octopus, the unstoppable armor, so we got to keep an eye out from that. Aspect Resolution, Kinetic Transference. So he's been gaining power. The whole idea here is to just hit him when he's stunned. I have put points into, I cannot think of the mastery. Well, it'll say later, but when they're stunned, you're reducing their ability accuracy by 30%. Magneto, because Doc Ock is metal, we'll be reducing it by 70%, which is a reduction of 100% when he's stunned. So you're seeing, I'm just going to be landing my parry heavies. Now, I hate the parry heavy style, not only because I do find it boring, but also, and I was this way before the input issues, I just know that eventually over a long period of time, I'm going to miss a parry. It's just, I don't know, it just doesn't seem to matter how good I get at the game, how much I'm playing, it just happens. Plus Doc Ock, his dash in, it's just the timing's odd. I am currently using the refractor that the CCP members have been able to use. I particularly like it. I also am really glad I did some duels beforehand because I noticed that Doc Ock, the parry timing was even earlier than I had recalled. So I think you can tell where this is heading, right? This fight's going great so far. And really, I probably should have thrown my special 3 right there. This is where the mistake happens because I don't really want to push into his SB2. I'm kind of hit and miss on that evade. But here we go. I've messed up a parry or I messed up a dex and he's at special 2 now. Anyways, Magneto is going to go unstoppable when he starts his heavy, so I felt comfortable doing that, like kind of planning the heavy, then I was hoping this SB3 would just kill Doc Ock on its own. I don't have nearly enough. I was confident that I'd be fine through this SP3 though, if I didn't kill him, so I wasn't really worried about this. And then, you know, we just got to go in there and finish the job. So not the end of the world, not a big deal. As you can see, I went in for combos just to kind of back myself out of the corner in case something did go wrong. That was just a matter of like, just stay calm. It didn't go the way I wanted it to. Taters often talks about it. We talked about this in a lot of war videos, but I know Taters just recently talked about it. If something goes wrong, have a plan. I'm glad I had a plan in case things went wrong, and then we went fine. And then there's a Pacify. Max Pacify is the name of the mastery. My buddy PWF, after I get out of the fight, is like, hey, you might want to max out Pacify for that fight. And I'm just screwing off him because I did know that. I actually, it's a strategy I used. You were talking about my first season for Loki. I think it was my first or second one there. I don't remember what the global was, but I was using that tactic regularly with White Magneto. With Red Magneto, using that 70% reduction he gets with metal versus with the 30 from the mastery. It's just a beautiful thing. So here we go. This node is a really difficult node, except unless a metal defender is placed there. Magneto cannot miss against metal champs. He's going to shut down the ability accuracy too, right? So there's the unstoppable armor and the armor coming off of Silver Warrior that you would normally be worried about. I think it was like every fifth basic hit from either champion is going to be creating an armor up. So as a result, you're going to see me just parry heavy. I'm just going to parry heavy, right? I don't want to mess with it. I don't want to trigger unstoppable armor if I can. Remember, when Silver Warrior is stunned, he's going to have the reduced 100% ability accuracy. So that's why you're going to see, I don't even remember if the unstoppable armor triggers at all this whole fight. This was truly just a parry heavy fight. I didn't enjoy that at all, but I mean, it's effective. I mean, what can you say, right? And this is an otherwise very, very difficult node. So we're just going to be doing some parry heavy here for a few more seconds, and then we'll get on to a really exciting fight here, Miguel against Mangog. And at this point in the war, it was a really weird war, right? Noxious Smoke, great players, great Alliance War. This war was really back and forth. Like we really had it in hand. I think they had a couple tough fights to start off with. You know, things happen, maybe input issues. I don't really know. And we had a nice sizable lead, and then stuff just started happening on our end. Like these things happened. I had that death of Venompool just in the last war. You saw, I showed it to you. Like these things just happened, and for whatever reason, it just added up for us in this war itself. The score actually ends up getting very, very close. I think I even check it here going into this Mangog fight, because I was like, whew. You know, if you've been watching my videos for a while, you know that I find this Mangog fight, I talk about, like, it is a tough fight, but I know it. Like, I even had to ask Lizer to remind me to duel, because I'd gotten to the point where I was like, this fight's no big deal. But I've seen it go sideways for extremely good players with rank 4 Miguels, all right? So it's Aspect of Evolution, Enhanced Special 2, Special 2 Bias, and this improved power gain and the unstoppable armor. The way I feel like this fight can go wrong, I say this every time, is if maybe your Wither falls off, or he being Mangog, still somehow gets that SP2, it's gonna be unblockable, it's gonna do a lot of damage. So I personally like to use the indestructible boost. I've never had to use it. I don't know how many times I took this fight last season and before. I've never had to use it. This fight's always a nice, easy solo, but I recognize how dangerous it is. This is foreshadowing. All right, here we go. And I purposely have not watched this fight back because I wanted to watch it live to see, like, where do I mess up? And I can already tell, I think I'm gonna mess up because I think I'm gonna let the Wither fall off. So far, I'm really happy with this fight. I should maybe let him throw his special though. It looks like I did that here. Am I gonna do a 5-hit combo? What am I gonna do wrong? Why does this fight get so out of control? Right there. I didn't actually dex, and I think I thought I did, but I've lost my Wither, and that is a problem. I now need him to throw that special 1 because we're not reducing his power gain at all. He does throw it, but you see how quickly he's gaining that power again. This is where this fight can really be a problem. Fortunately, I've got my indestructible. I don't know how many hits are in that SP2, but it is a lot. It is a lot. I'm really happy I had my my indestructible boost. Now, okay, it was smart. I did parry and go straight into my SP2 to get the Wither up, so that's good. The big problem is he now is at 9 stacks of rage. He's now triggered the unstoppable armor, and when he throws his next special, he will go unblockable and unstoppable. There it is, because he hit 10 stacks of rage. I don't have enough power to interrupt him with a special, so I'm fortunate that he went relatively passive there. He's attacking it now, and then now the rage timer's done. Make sure I don't do 5-hit combos. So I think right there, remember to just do a 4-hit, right? The 5-hit gives him like the energy resistance. And I think it gives him stacks of rage. Was pretty comfortable with my parry time and very comfortable with the moveset of Mangog from having done this so far. And then I was like, I just want to get out of this fight. So I threw my special to get it done. So there you can see, I actually played fairly well. I don't see any massive mistakes there, except for maybe I should have paused my Wither a little earlier so that didn't happen. But you can see how dangerous that fight still is for someone. I've taken that fight 6, 7, 8 times. I really believe I have, and that was by far the closest to dying I've ever gotten. Noxious Smoke just clutched it out. They won, I think they won like 9-8 or something like that. So congratulations to them. Congratulations, Iron Patriot. Great guy. And I appreciate everything he does for the rankings team, sharing that knowledge he's got there. And then great war for our guys there. Karate Mike, and you know him. He's an amazing player. Clownish Clown, incredible player. And Wheeler, another fantastic player. So thanks for coming through for that, guys. And then let's go ahead and take a look at the season recap and then the loyalty. Got it. All right. Most important stat is for Loki's win-loss record. We're 1-3. Not the best. All right. It is what it is. I'm sure we'll right the ship, but we got to start doing it soon. Especially after last season being number 2 in the whole game. So it is what it is. Got 18 kills and 1 death. I'm contented with that ratio. I don't like the death, but I don't think anyone likes any of their deaths. But as long as we keep that going, I'll be a pretty happy camper. 0 boss solos, 0 attempts. So that is what it is. In the battle group I'm in, I really don't think I'm going to get any this whole season. And that is fine. I'm very okay with it. Something very cool is in only 4 wars, I've already used 10 champions. I really enjoy that. I'm not surprised to see Miguel take the lead there in the fight distribution, but it's pretty cool to already have used 10 champions. I mean, that is a pace that I imagine we will not keep up, but if we do, I'll be very excited about it. I mean, look at this. We've got Shang-Chi, Omega Sentinel. You can read. But it's cool, and it's cool to see it all spaced out like that. I'm curious to see. Is it going to be a lot of Miguel? It's going to be a lot of Shang-Chi, Omega Sentinel. Just, I don't know. And I'm looking forward to it, and I love that aspect of war. And then I have one defender kill from my rank 4 null. Pretty pumped up on that. Let's get 4 Loki back on the winning streak here. But overall, the season's going well. Let's take a look at that loyalty. All right, here's the loyalty, and it's looking brutal. There's just no way around it. We've already updated War 1 and War 2. War 3 was folded into this one. I had 1 death, only 4 fights. And you see, what was it? Estimated loyalty cost was 157,000. Then in War 4, I had 0 deaths. Now, I was boosted really large. There were a couple times where maybe if I had been more patient, I could have waited to double up on some power back boosts and things like that. But that's 0 deaths and only 6 fights. So it's not like I took like 10 or 12 fights and used 185,000 loyalty. I mean, 4 invulnerability boosts, like I went big. I'm not trying to say I didn't, and I think that should be pointed out because I want to be fair here. But in only 4 wars, season total loyalty 575,000. That's a lot. We'll continue to track this. 12 wars in the season. We'll track it all the way through. Continue to give this feedback to Kabam. Let me know how you're doing. How's your war season going? What's your loyalty tracking looking like? I know Campa's doing this, DLL, MP Blaze, so many players, right? My buddy Mobius is taking care of this for us too. I don't know. There it is. Those are the facts. We'll do the opinion piece later. Thank you so much for watching. I hope your war season is going well and you're having a lot of fun out there. Take care. I hope you either learned something, were entertained, or even better, a little bit of both. Don't forget to like, subscribe. Thanks so much for watching. Take care.